Good morning.
Morning.
Good to see you.
Nice to see your face.
Nice to be seen.
Hey, Gail, I actually slept good last night.
You did?
Yes, finally.
What made the difference?
I don't know. I'm not real sure. I made meatloaf. I don't maybe that. I told Gail yesterday I've been having anxiety because Michael
Uh,
goes to VCU every day.
right.
And
Yes.
so I'm having a hard time staying asleep. But
Yeah.
last night I actually slept really good, so I
Oh,
feel
I'm
good.
so glad
Yeah, me
I
too.
was
Me too.
I was wondering if I'd see you this morning, if you'd be bleary-eyed.
Uh,
I mean, it's normal. It's gonna hit me here and there. I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
wouldn't be human if it didn't.
Well, I had one of those nights last night, so my mind gets very busy with all these. They're crazy, but they're supposed scenarios, that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
I'm
so
trying to.
Patricia, I'm gonna give this a shot this morning.
Good.
But if I quit, and please don't fuss at me.
I won't.
Okay.
No, I won't. So here's the thing. I'm trying to make sure that nobody's stuck in the waiting room because that's why I'm staring at my computer here. Um, because we keep it for everybody to be able to get in
Right.
without having to be in the waiting room, but it's saying that there's people in the waiting room. So that's why I'm staring at my computer.
Oh.
But anyway, so what I suggest is, once we're down,
Hmm.
we stay down.
Okay.
So, and that's the way I have the class plan today. But I'll be mindful of some variety, but you're really good about modifications for your limitations anyway.
Yeah, I'll give it a good shot. But
Yeah, so I think you'll be fine.
okay.
Yeah, so the only thing is when we get on our elbows and hands is for you to,
Yeah.
modify, or if
Yeah,
it's not comfortable, make up something else to do that is good exercise.
we'll do that. Can no longer get on my hands. I can get on my elbows right now, so we're good.
Okay, so perfect. All right. I wish I could see everybody, but I just want to make sure one more time that there's nobody in the waiting room.
Good morning.
I'm going to come up and check my screen in a few minutes just to make sure, but we should be good. Good morning, everybody out there. All right, I got all my friends. Hi, Bunny. Yay. Hi, Linda.
Hey.
And Patricia. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. We should have just a social. I seriously,
That works for me.
where we can just get together and talk and get caught up. So,
You set it up and send us out a text.
There
yeah,
you go. We can
yeah,
have we can have a virtual cocktail hour.
hey,
Right?
why
I know
not?
most of my friends are doing that. So
I think it's a great idea. So, all right. Well, what I suggest is that, and I think I said this before, is that you play your own music. I've got a really soft music just for me, but it competes with our voices.
yeah.
And I want you to be able to hear me with no problem. So if you put on any music that you enjoy, because with Pilates, it can be slow, fast, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't need a beat. So just, whatever you're going to enjoy, I would suggest that you put that on. Okay. And then it's time to get started. So let's do it to it. You have any questions?
I do. Do we need any equipment?
Nope. Just
Okay.
all I have is my yoga mat.
Okay.
Oh, yep. See, people are in the waiting room.
Are you going to mute us, or do you want us to mute ourselves?
If you can mute yourself, that would be fantastic. Again, I'm just.
Eloise is there. Good.
I'm just seeing if I can figure out why they're having to wait. Oh, well. All right, well, like I said, I'm gonna get you guys going and then I'll
Okay.
come and
You
check.
want us to mute?
Yeah, if you guys would go ahead and mute yours so there's no competition with my voice. I'm gonna check this one more time. And it says enable waiting room, so I'm gonna disable waiting room. That should do it. Let's see if that works. All right. All right, you guys, hopefully you're hearing me okay. Gonna angle this down just a little bit more. Nope, took my head off. Oh, well, there you go. Take a deep breath in with me. And exhale slowly. And inhale. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time, really reach those arms wide. And stop right here in the letter T. And let's get those arms warmed up. Just pull the thumbs under and over. I'm going to come a little closer just so you can see what my arms are doing here. Pull that thumb all the way under and all the way over. Draw the belly in just so you become aware of how tight it is. Over and under. Now we're just going to talk about those basics of Pilates just as a reminder to all of us that we want to be reaching as far away from the center of the body as we can with both any leg work or any arm work that we do. Palms up and inhale as you really reach the sky and hold it right there. All right, so just continue to reach. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, stretch to the corner of the ceiling, keeping that body nice and aligned with the wall. Inhale up and exhale. So you don't want to lean forward or back. Inhale up. Keep reaching, stretching the arms, just like you're trying to create longer arms. Inhale, center. Exhale, hold. Back to the front. And let's open those arms again. Now they should be getting very hot. Stretch out those arms as far as possible. And just turn those palms all the way to the back and pulse, very small pulses. Continue to focus on your breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale. Now remember that as we breathe, we're going to breathe aggressively throughout class, trying to create tension on the exhale in the diaphragm. So once again, take this time to feel the core contracting in as you exhale, like blowing a candle out across the room. Now your arms should be about done with me. Give me a circle and stop on a dime. Circle and stop. Circle and stop. Your arms will be happy to be alive and awake this morning. I'm going to show you from the side. Circle. Now let's practice the breath. Exhaling on the stop. Hopefully you can see it pulling in as I exhale nice and strong. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll it out. Your arms should be very, very happy this morning, and roll it back. Now I'm going to see if I can make sure nobody's waiting. All right, everybody looks good. Good morning to those that you have joined us. All right, everybody, we're going into some balance work now. So I want you to, if you would like to have something nearby to hold on to, take a second to grab a chair or whatever. If not, all I want you to do is use your arms as a balancing tool as you take your left leg up, draw your belly in, keep a soft bend in the right leg, and squeeze the glutes and the posterior chain. I'm going to show you from the side that your knee is right there, parallel with the floor, squeezing everything from the glute down, pulling in the core. Just tap and lift. Just controlling the body. Now add the arms in, reach them wide as possible. Now let's add turning the thumbs under and over. So that's like patting your head or patting your head and rubbing your belly at the same time. If that gets too much, just pick one or the other, preferably the legs. All right, hold it up. Now don't move, reach, hold it right there. A few more seconds. Now take it out and hold it right there. Now bring it in. Hold that knee lifted high, squeeze the glute. One more time, bring it out. Balance and control. Now let's go to the front and grab on to the top of that foot. Now, if that is too challenging, that's normal. So grab the heel or step back and drop that back knee. You're stretching your quadricep while we're still working on that balance. So let your arm help you balance and drop the knee straight from the hip. Push the hip forward. Feel the stretch from the hip bone all the way down to the knee. Take your time. Now, take that same leg across the front. Again, feel free to hold on to something and then sit back. Feeling that stretch in the glute. Find your center, find your balance. And remember, your right leg is really getting a workout just from this warm-up. Come out carefully whenever you're ready and shake out that right leg. All right, it's that left leg's turn to get a workout. Take your right leg up. Arms are for balance, they can be relaxed. Pull the knee up. A little bit higher than the hip would be great, but you find your center and squeeze the posterior chain on the left side. Pull the belly in, lift the chest, and reach the arms out. So once you found your balance, add the arms and just give me a tap and a lift. Those arms can join in at any time. They don't have to. Tap and lift. Remember to check all the way from the head down. Is your head lifted? Is your belly in? Are you squeezing the posterior chain for balance? Are you reaching the wall? Hold it up. Nice. All right, give me just some little pulses for a second. This leg already got a workout when we were doing the other knee lift. All right, so we're gonna reach up as you open up the hip. Feel the stretch in the hip and back to center. Hold, squeeze that posterior chain. Open up and back to center. How about one more? Open up, back to center. Now grab onto the top of the foot or step back, lean forward and drop into the stretch. Either way, You're just stretching the quadricep from the hip down to the knee. Chest is lifted, hip is pushing forward, knee is dropped from the hip. All right, come around, take the ankle onto the quadricep and sit it back. Yes, this is the challenge for the morning for our balance. And it's a challenging stretch. All right, push the glutes back and down a little bit more, just a little bit. If you're off balance, try to feel pressure in all the parts of the foot that's stabilizing you. And when you're ready, come out and shake it out. All right, relax your lower back for me. Just let the body flow side to side. Let the lower back and the hip flexors stretch a little bit before we head down to the floor. Roll it out. All right, you should be feeling very warmed up. Now we're gonna get down to the floor with what we call an inchworm. So we're gonna do a few of these. I'm gonna show you one, and then you're gonna join me, and then we're gonna end on the floor, okay? So you're gonna do a forward bend. Take a minute to stretch the glutes. You're gonna walk out, hold a plank, and then drop your hips to where you're comfortable. Now, you might be on your elbows, you might be up on your hands. Then take it back into child's pose. And then we're gonna push it back up, walk it back in, and stand up. I'm gonna show you from the side. You can do it with me now. So just do a forward bend, hold it for a minute, enjoy the stretch, walk it out to a full body plank, slowly drop onto the hips. Again, hands or elbows here. Take a minute, relax your lower back, come back into child's pose, and then do that series one more time while I adjust this, because we're going to be on the floor from now on. All right. There you go. All right, everybody. Let's start on our back. We're going to do some rolls and some posture work. So let's start with our arms up high and our backs nice and tall and straight. I don't know if you've got a mirror or if you can see yourself in the computer screen, but we don't want to be back here. We want to be nice and tall as possible. Now, let's talk about the shoulders. So you've got 90 degrees. You're going to lift until you feel a challenge in the shoulders. Don't hyperextend, but really feel the stretch. Reach the sky, nice and tall. Draw the powerhouse in, that's your belly, from the belly button up under the ribs, down to the pubic bone. Feel that strong lengthening and strengthening. Holding this position, I'm going to show you from an angle, should be challenging, just hanging out here as long as we have. Now drop the elbows so they're touching the knees. Keeping that chest lifted, feeling the back have a really good workout. Now let's roll it back into the letter C. So your belly button is pulled into the spine. In the letter C, your belly button is right there in the middle. Holding it here should also feel challenging. Focus on the contraction of the core and the rounding of the spine. Okay, so you're not arched back at all like that. Your shoulders are forward. Now slowly, one vertebrae at a time, let's lay down and slowly roll right back to where we left off, where the hands are only at the knees. We're doing this very slow for a reason. Lift those feet up if that's challenging and successful for you. If not, keep those toes down. You're still getting a workout, I promise you. Take it to the elbows, lift the chest, and reach the sky. Holding it right there, feeling the work involved in this. This is our posture work. Feeling the rhomboids tighten behind those shoulder blades. We're going to do it again. Elbows, hold, lift that chest. Remember, if this doesn't feel like work, you might need to pull more or lift that chest higher, pull the belly in. There's something that needs to be increased. Make the letter C, palms to the knees, pull the belly in, lift those feet. Now, we can do this with the feet on the floor, but give me some little pulses here. Either way, you can be here or you can be with the feet up. Okay, we don't do that many repetitions in my class. So we've only got about 8 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now put the feet back down and roll 1 vertebrae at a time. Now reach over your head this time, all the way, and peel yourself back off the floor. Now this time reach the sky from here, and let's just roll right back down. Very slowly, imagining 1 vertebrae touching and coming off the floor at a time. Reach up tall, roll slowly down, control with the core, and slowly up, control. Now let's go to a forward bend here. Extend the legs and pull the belly in and reach over to the toes. Open up the vertebrae. Feel the opening of the vertebrae. Reach up as tall as you can and roll with the legs straight on the floor. Reach overhead and peel the body off the floor. 1 vertebrae at a time. Reach the sky and open up into a forward bend. Hold it for just a second. And 1 last time. Reach as tall as possible. Roll as slow as possible. Now this time, try to keep your arms by your ears while you lift up and relax. Beautiful job. All right, come on back and rock out that lower back for me, side to side. Now we're going to do what we call our staple exercise. We do this a lot to check on ourselves and see how we're doing. So I want you to hold the back of those ankles or your calves and feel a lengthening of the hamstring, because that's one of the things we like to work on is our hamstring and our shoulder flexibility in class. Now, pull the belly in and feel that you're going to let go of these legs and they're not going to move. Want to see if you can get your toes over your forehead, or at least try to. Straighten your legs and then let go. See if they can stay there. So we're thinking about lengthening and strengthening right here in this position. Lengthening the legs to the ceiling and strengthening the core by controlling this position. You should be feeling the strengthening in the legs because you're trying to keep them straight. All right, so go ahead and hold on to them again. See how mine left my forehead. Now we're gonna just hold on to one and we're gonna extend the other and then switch. Very traditional Pilates exercise here. Now keep this going slowly, but lift the chest to the thigh. Extend the legs, working them because you are lengthening them and stretching the hamstring with the assistance of those hands. Pull and lift the chest. Now use your breath. You should be starting to feel some work happening here. So blow out a candle and lengthen the legs more and more on each extension towards the floor. Now speed this up a little more. Lift the chest a little more and give me 8 full sets. 7. Remember to breathe. Now, if this is hurting your neck, tell it no by turning it side to side. I've lost count. 2 and 1. Now, drop your head and just release the hip flexors. Take your head to the right and then to the left. Relax your neck. Sometimes it tries to do too much of the work. So we're going to give our neck a break. Palms down, belly in. Back is going to imprint this time into the floor. Okay, so sometimes we have our spine in a neutral position where we let a little air under there in our natural curvature of the spine. But right now I want you to pull it in so you feel it working just from sitting here. Push all the air out from under your back. All right, so you've got it imprinted into the floor. And all I want you to do is extend one leg and then the other. So this is a variation of what we just did. We're going to do it slow, and then we're going to hold on to the knees until we make it a little more difficult. So your neck's had a break, and I want you to lift the chest up. If it hurts your neck, go ahead and put your hands under your head, but really lifting the chest up, contracting the core as you continue these. These are at the beginning of our slow bicycles. You can see what's coming next. Shoulder to one knee, and then switch. Now we do these really slow to make them effective. Pushing your back into the mat is what I want on this particular exercise. Lift the chest as high as you can and extend the legs as long as they will go. Reach and reach. Now, if this gets excessive, you can tap one leg down instead of extending it to see if that is a better version for you. Let's do 4. Use your breath. 3, 2, 1. Now pull it in, drop the head, look it to the front of the room, and then to the back. Beautiful job. All right, team, we're going to flip over for a little bit before we go back on our back again. All right. So we're going to start off in our tabletop position. Check your knees, make sure that they're under the hips. If this hurts your hands, go to your fists to give yourself a little relief. The other thing that you can do is go to the elbows for a lot of our work today. So you can try that as well. So pull the belly up into the spine and pull the spine to the sky. This is our cat-cow exercise. Wonderful for the core, or what we call the powerhouse in Pilates. So the belly button is going to draw up into the spine as high as possible, but I want you to try to lift your lower back to the ceiling. So our tendency is to lift the upper back, which is a great stretch, but I want you to feel the core contracting by pulling the belly button in primarily and the lower back to the sky. Hold it there without holding your breath. So feel the work and the contraction of all those muscles in the powerhouse, which go all the way up underneath the rib cage and down to the pubic bone. Now drop, give me a small arch in the back. You can make it a big one if you're comfortable there. And then exhale up and continue to breathe as you hold this cat position. Nice and strong. Make the contraction aggressive. Really feel a serious work load on the core. And exhale again as you arch. Now go back to center where your back is nice and straight. We're going to do our reaching with the opposite arm and leg. So right arm out, align your spine, drop your chin, and extend the fingertip to the wall and the toe to the wall. Again, the opposite arm. I've got my right arm out and my left leg out. Try to keep your hip turned to the floor and extend long and hold. Now, lift both your fingers and your heel to the sky 5 inches or more and come back to center. Exhale up, hold, inhale center. Exhale up, inhale center. 2 more times. Exhale up. Now try to keep your arm by your ear, your bicep by your ear, and center. Now come back to child's pose to give it a little bit of a break. And switch. All right, we're going to do this 2 times. So reach the wall, hip is turned down towards the floor, and extend both the toe and the fingertip. Hold it right there. Focus on the extension. This should be challenging, yet successful. All right, lift up 5 inches and back to center. Exhale up, do this at your own pace. Make it strong by contracting every muscle that you can involve in this, especially through the extension and trying to keep that arm by the ear. Exhale up, inhale center. We've got 3 more. Great for balance. Inhale, 2 more. Last one, hold it, and then come back into child's pose. All right, we're going back to the first side. We're gonna add a little extra work. All right, if you're on your elbows, you can just focus on the leg and not worry about the extension, okay? So come back up, right arm out, left leg. Now, we're gonna lift up 5 inches, then draw the elbow into the knee and extend all the way to that upper position. So pull in and extend. Contract the core and extend. Now let's talk about the breath. Exhale and inhale as you reach. 4 and reach. 3 and reach. 2, really reach, team. And up and hold and just switch. No child pose that time, sorry. Hold it. You should be getting a little exercise out of this. Lift up, find that top position. Contract it in and extend high. 7, make the most out of the contraction and the reach. 6, so contract that core, reach high, working those posterior muscles. And reach. 5, and lift high. 4, lift. 3, lift. 2, lift. 1, lift and hold. Now we go back to child's pose. Stretch the lower back, reach the arms way out. Take a minute and enjoy the stretch. All right, we're going to take it onto our back again.
We're gonna take it and pull those legs in, release the lower back for just a second. We're gonna start off right where we left off with the extension of our scissors. Remember, you can tap if that's more appropriate for you. Then we're gonna lift the chest. Find your option here, because we're gonna let go. Right now, we're using a deep pull to stretch out those hip flexors, because our hip flexors are working on the extension. We're giving them a relief as we add a lift, contracting the core. Now we have to add our breath in. Now this is where you should start to really hear your breath, because I want it to make your diaphragm contract. So you guys keep doing those extreme exhales. We're going to change this to a 2 pulse. You're going to exhale on both pulses. Focus mainly on lifting the chest without straining the neck. So make your stomach do the work, not your neck muscles. 4 more. Inhaling on the switch, and 1. Now, rest the head, but we're gonna lift one leg up. Whew, that hamstring's tight. And switch, but we're gonna take those arms away this time. So we're gonna reach up to the opposite leg. When your neck is ready, you can lift it up off the floor, but remember, your stomach is doing the work. Don't let the neck get too involved. So reach with the opposite hand up to that toe. Now your variations can come back to where you were before, alternating with the knee bent. Remember, this is your workout. As long as you're feeling challenged and you're doing it successfully, you're doing awesome. Reach up and up. Let's do 8 more. 8 as high as you can for me. 6, 5, 4, really reach the ceiling. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now, give your neck a break. We're gonna go back to keeping that imprinting for just a minute. So let's reposition the lower back into the mat. Now, if your back decides that it's not gonna stay there, then you put your hands under your butt and make the back press down. But try it with the control of your core. So let's just start by extending the legs at a little bit of an angle. Okay, so you can start off with the legs up at 90 degrees, evaluate the lower back, and then take them at an angle. But think about the imprinting and the control in the core. Now there's a lot of different ways in Pilates to focus on our back. Sometimes we imprint and sometimes we do a neutral spine. So keep that in mind. Now add a scissor. Now those of you who want to take your chest off the floor, for this, some of you find this easier. So you can experiment by pulling the shoulders up, or you can lay them back down. I'm mostly interested in those legs trying to be straight and the scissor down from a 90-degree angle. So let's take them a little lower. All right, you're doing great. You can keep going with me, but make the challenge how low to the floor you're taking these scissors. Let's take them back up. Yes, your inner thighs are getting work. Straight up to relieve the core for a moment, focusing on the legs. So scissor and extend. You choose whether your shoulders are off the floor or they're down. Either is going to be good work for you. Now let's slowly scissor lower. Go towards the floor. Try to keep the legs straight. And slowly back up Let's do one more. You can do it. Slowly scissor down and slowly scissor up. That should have been good and challenging. Release the hip flexors. Some of you are saying, thank you. You can extend one leg and the other. If your hip flexors are tight, we will stretch them at the end. That was great work. Come on up. Let's balance in our V-sit. Can't do Pilates without a V-sit or hundreds, right? All right, so let's take those. If this is challenging for you, hang out right here. All right, now some options as we progress are with our hands down or our elbows down or our arms out. This is our more intense position. So just like the beginning of class, give me some pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hold on, give it a little break. All right, so you pick the position that's best for you. Ready? Let's do it again. Back is curled, core is tight, and pulse. Now, do you want a little more challenge? Pull in and extend the legs out. Go ahead for a full extension. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and give it a break. All right, now we're going to add in our knees are going to go out and in. I'm going to show you from this position. Just hold that curled up ball, let go, or put the hands down. Now take the knees out and touch them in so you feel the contraction in the inner thigh. But your core is getting a workout too. So after we do 8 of these, 4, 3, we're going to incorporate them into our pulse. So lift and open and close. Lift and open and close. Remember, you can put the hands down if you need to. We've got 5 more. Open and close. Pull and 3 and 2 and 1 and great. Whew. All right, take a minute and give me a forward bend. I'm going to check on you guys and the time. All right, we're doing great. We've only got a few more minutes. Want to see how you guys are doing out there. Bunny, we're going to do hips. And this is for you, okay? You want to give me a thumbs up? All right. Okay. All right, guys. Got to get some hips in, right? So go ahead and relax the upper part of your spine by extending your head, nice and straight alignment in that neck area. Now I'm going to hold mine here normally because I'm looking at you, but I don't have to do that today. All right, lift those legs off the floor. You can do it. So you're going to feel it in the oblique. Reach the sky. Let's just hang out here for a minute. You should be starting to feel this. If you don't, by all means, lift those thighs higher off the floor. All right, now let's just do a little very subtle movement down and up. Now, if you want to lift up, if you feel like that'll make you feel it more, just be mindful of the spine. That's all that matters. Try to keep the feet together, lift and lower. Now, this should have created some tension. Now let's just scissor before we move on. We're going to be focusing on the oblique before we end with some hip work. So keep that lower thigh lifted and the legs as long and straight as you can have them. Now speed these scissors up. Keep the thighs lifted and breathe 4 more full breaths. That's in through the nose and out through the mouth. Be aggressive 2 more, and last one. Now, I know you want to drop those legs, but don't, okay? All I want you to do is come up to the elbow and give yourself a challenge. Come back behind the hip bone, lift those legs, and lower. Team, if you need to do one leg, perfectly fine. If you need to bend them in, perfectly fine. The ultimate goal is to try to get them straight and try to get them both up, but we're all at different levels. So do the one that's most appropriate for you. Roll back to the buttocks a little bit to take some pressure off the bone of your hip. Give me just a few more. Last one. Good. Now we're going to go into some hip work. All right, lay it back down. Now just pull those knees in so you're making a 90-degree angle with the body, and extend the leg. Flex and point. Make it exaggerated. Really flex and really point. There you go. That's a little stretching going on. Now, I just want you to hang out in the front and draw me a little circle. Okay, something this simple needs to be intense, going back to our philosophy with our Pilates, is lengthening and strengthening the muscle. So you're extending the leg as long as you can. Use the exhale to stop the momentum of the circle, if that helps. Now reverse it. Circle and stop. So the stop is a complete stop. Freeze the leg right there. Now you should be feeling this. 4, 3, 2. Is that knee trying to bend? Now let's go ahead and bend it. Drop the knee in front of the belly button. Push the heel up to the corner of the room. So knee and heel. Knee and heel. Now the focus here is in the glute. All right? So you've got to pretend like you're pushing a wall over, like you're pushing it and it's actually just knocking right over. It's slow and intentional. Knee to the belly button and heel to the corner of the room. Now I call these donkey kicks. You should be really feeling it in the glute at this time. Now hold it and pulse. 7, 6, 5. Is it going up and out? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now come back here for the grand finale and just circle. You don't even need to stop. Let's just circle the leg in front and then reverse. Circle. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and hit it out. All right, you guys now have amazing hips. All right, let's go. We only have one more side. And then we need to stretch. We didn't get to hundreds again. So what's up with that? You can hold it up, but the most important thing is lift with your oblique those thighs off the floor. So extend the legs, lift, and very subtle, down and up. Extend the legs long, control until you feel creating that tension. Keep lifting as high as you can till you feel the work. Use your breath. Remember to exhale on exertion. Now let's do 4, 3, 2. Now up and hold. Beautiful. Now scissor. Forward and back. Keeping those thighs off the floor. We're going to do 8 full breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. The legs are fluttering quickly and intentional. Extend and lift. 4 more breaths. 3, 2, how about a little bit higher? 1, and don't drop the legs, just like before. Come up to the elbow, roll behind the hip, and lift and lower. Remember, you can do one at a time, or you can pull them in and extend. Whatever is best, challenge yourself appropriately. Try to keep the legs straight if you're joining me. Here we go. You've got 6, 5. Your oblique should be talking to you. 4, 3. Use your breath. Exhale on exertion. And beautiful job. Nice. Take it down. Come back to that nice relaxed position. Knees are in front. And extend the front leg. Flex and point. Flex and point. Whew. I hope you guys are getting a workout today. We really should have a social, so I'll try to plan that so we can all get caught up. Flex. Now hold the point. Your knees are right next to each other. So you're going to circle and stop. You can do whatever you want with this arm. It's all about the leg, trying to stay straight, and try to speed this up and really freeze that stop. This is so good for the stability of our hips. Reverse, circle and stop. So those little fibers in there that help us to not break our hip if we have a fall, this is really good for them. Our little stabilizer muscles. 3 more, 2, and 1. Now, let's go ahead and take that knee in front of the elbow, in front of the belly button and heel. I hope you guys are laughing. In front of the belly button and heel to the ceiling. Touch and press. Now remember, focus on pushing the heel up to the corner of the room so you feel that tension in the glute. And push. Let's do 4 slow. Really push that wall over. Pressure. 2. Now let's take and push it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Hang in there. 3, 2, 1. Come back here into that 90-degree angle and circle it out. Just a continual circle. That knee is facing the front of your room. This should feel good, even though it's work. Reverse. This is one of the better feeling works on that hip, those stabilizer muscles. It's almost like they're getting stretched out a little bit here. And stop. I feel like I'm forgetting something. So if I am, I apologize. Hit it out. You know I do that every once in a while. All right, team, it's time to stretch. I'm gonna check the time. We didn't do any planks. Yeah, we've gone over our time. So it's time to stretch. You're gonna have to do a plank on your own. Hopefully you're doing other classes. Take the foot way out in front of that front knee and drop the hip. If you're doing other classes, I'm sure you're doing planks. Reach up. All right. Remember that I don't want pressure on that back knee. Okay. That knee is there for stabilization, but the pressure is in the front. And the stretch, obviously, is through that hip flexor. If you need support, you want to take pressure off the back knee, put your hands here. If you can add a little bit of extra stretch, use the body weight to push it down. You can even take your hand back there and press it forward. We've been stretching the whole class, ladies and gentlemen. Slowly come back to stretch the hamstring. So we don't stretch a lot at the end of Pilates because we've been stretching the whole time. Press back. But there's definitely some places that we like to add a little extra stretch too. Switch. Other leg way out in front of that knee. Don't put pressure on the knee. Put pressure in that front heel. Find the position that's best for you. Relax, very purposefully relax that hip flexor down. Let it fall to the floor. It's going to be uncomfortable for sure. It shouldn't hurt, but the stretch is going to feel uncomfortable. Breathe through it. Find a nice squared off position with your hands and your shoulders and your hips. Push the hips back. And slowly come up. All right, I'm gonna stay here. You guys can stand up. I just don't want to disappear off your screen. So stretch your shoulders for me. Take a deep breath in. Reach over to your left. That should be easier than when we started. Inhale up, exhale over to your right. Inhale up and roll the shoulders forward and back and give yourselves a hand. All right, guys, you owe me a plank since I ran out of time. I know I took it slow today. I hope that was okay with you guys. Go ahead and turn your speakers on. If you have any comments. That was nice and slow. Hi, Martina,
Hi.
Eloise, everybody.
Great,
So,
Patricia, thank you. Thank you.
did you get a workout?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Very much.
dressed.
I'm really glad we were muted because you couldn't hear me groan.
Yeah, that goes for all of us. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you.
Hi, Pat.
I know that was really slow today. I hope that was okay. I saw that Melissa had done a cardio Pilates, and I thought, and I wish I had had a chance to do it. Did anybody get a chance to do the other?
Yeah,
So
it was good.
I'm sure it was. She's such an excellent instructor. I want to go onto YouTube and see if I can find it there.
I still like it slow and easy.
I think I'm with you.
Me too.
As long as we're getting slower, I mean, it's not slower, stronger.
Stronger.
We're doing good.
Patricia. Hi, Patricia.
Yeah.
Are you going to put this one on YouTube?
Yes, it was supposed. Yes, it's been recording the whole time,
Well,
so I'll
it
post
was
it in just a
awesome.
few minutes.
Thank you.
Good.
Very
It's
good.
so
Thank
good to see
you.
you guys.
Thank you.
All right, stay in tune. We'll try to get
Okay.
a social together so we can all say hi outside of a class. Okay.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Thank
Have a
you.
blessed day.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Bye, guys.